Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. This is Rajiv S. Khanna from the law offices of Rajiv S. Khanna PC, immigration.com. We are getting together for a community conference. I do this on our conference bridge, audio conference bridge, every other Thursday. I am planning to start doing this on Zoom another Thursday. So one Thursday, every Thursday we'll do the call. One Thursday we'll do it on the community conference where you are right now. The details are on forums.immigration.com, forums.immigration.com. And one Thursday we'll do them on Zoom because some people were saying they can't log into audio. It's price prohibitive for them, and if we could do a Zoom or meeting, Google Meet call. I think I'll set something up like that starting this month. Also, remember that these calls are subject to the disclaimers you heard. This does not create an attorney-client relationship. We do the best we can. We can't guarantee the answers are always 100% correct, but at least I'll be able to point you in the direction you should walk. Okay. The way we will conduct this call, well, let me get to that at about 12:31, at about 4 minutes from now. Let me cover the question that was asked, and I wanted to put that in our frequently asked questions today. Is B1, B2 for people who have been laid off, for example on H1B, still an option? I pulled up on my screen the Trump administration's notice that this is archived content. What the Biden administration has said that if you are laid off, you can apply for B1, B2, and will grant that, and will actually premium it if you apply for B1, B2 and you want to apply for an H1B. After that, you premium process the H1B. We'll also premium process the B1, B2. So you can get an H1B within the United States. All of that has been archived. What does that mean? What is the meaning of archival? Basically the idea is we don't adhere to this policy. The new government does not adhere to this policy. But then the next question is, what is your policy? They have not graced us with this policy. We really don't know what the new policy is. Where does that leave us? Can I still file for B1, B2? Well, the answer is I'm doing it. Some of my colleagues are reporting, other lawyers, that once they filed the B1, B2 and they got it, when they tried to convert it to H1B, they got an RFE saying that looking for a job is not a permissible activity on B1, B2. So when I first heard that, I thought that was ludicrous. That made no sense. And my recommendation was, whoever asked me, I said, fight it like hell. Okay, now what that did was, once people started fighting back, the government flip-flopped. Now what they are saying is, if you were on B1, B2, prove that you were actually looking for a job. So first they go to one extreme. You can't look for a job when you're on B1, B2. And now they are saying, prove that you're actually looking for a job. Now, combining all these disparate elements together, the archiving, government's contradictory stand, I would say always tell the truth. When you, first of all, do apply for B1, B2, I'm doing it. We are getting approval so far, even after the archival of this content. If things change tomorrow, I'll post it on social media. I'll post it on LinkedIn. I've been using ever since Elon Musk took over Twitter. I hardly ever use it simply because I just don't like the guy, frankly. Okay, I would not use any of his facilities even if they are free. So sometimes Facebook, but definitely LinkedIn is my major go-to source these days. Okay, I'll post it if I see anything different happening. Now, I apply for B1, B2. If you want more information on how to apply, you go to my blogs, and about third or fourth page, I give you detailed instructions on what to say. That is still true. There should be a cover letter that explains I was unexpectedly laid off and I'm going to look for a job. I have enough money to support myself. Okay. I'm still doing that. And I think it's working fine. What you should also do is keep track of the efforts you are making, how many resumes you have sent out, which companies have you contacted, on which date did you interview with somebody, what was the result of that interview, because we want to give a detailed description of what we have been doing. Okay, so still do it, but document it properly and always tell the truth. Today I was talking to one young man who told me, I have told them in my B1, B2 that I'm just getting used to the idea of not having a job and I have to wrap up things. I said, but none of that is really the truth. The truth is you're looking for another job. You should tell the truth. Okay? So in my view, that's the right thing to do. I don't have a choice. I will always tell the truth. Now, before I go forward with the rest of the meeting, I have to lock the meeting because we have about 40 people here already. Usually I close at 20 because otherwise I won't be able to answer everybody's question. So I'm just going to close the conference now. Give me 1 second.
The conference is now locked.
So what this does is I'll try my best to answer questions of everyone who's here, including the posted questions. Okay. Now, the gentleman who asked me this question about B1, B2, press *5 so we can talk some more about your follow-up questions. All right, 650. 650, you were the original person who asked me this question, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what follow-up questions you have after the information I've given you? Oh, by the way, one more thing I want to tell you is my blog has detailed instructions on how to apply for B1, B2. Do you need a lawyer? I don't think so. If you get an RFE you get uncomfortable with, you can get a lawyer. But if you feel like I have a lot of money, I don't care, I can give it to the lawyers, by all means hire a lawyer. Second thing I want you to remember is, if you Google my name, Rajiv as Khanna, Economic Times, you'll come to my comment on Economic Times. I think it's one of the most recent comments I made, which explains to you why this process should work and how to convert from laid off to B1, B2 back to H1B when you find a job. Okay. So read my blog and read that information on Economic Times. Go ahead with your follow-up question, sir.
Yes, sir. So, in fact, I kept all the documentation ready. Online, I'm planning to apply based on your recommendation now to the B1, B2. And my spouse also with me. And what chances for her to get the same approval?
Okay. So back up a little bit. When two people are applying together, husband and wife, it's much cheaper to apply by mail.
Right.
Okay, you pay only one fees. If you do it online, you have to pay 2 fees. Right? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Okay.
So because I'm reaching to the kind of I'll be maxed out on 6th July. So
that's enough time. Enough time. Federal Express the documents today or UPS them today. Okay, but it's your call. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. There is no price for the peace of mind. So do whatever you want to do. But to answer your question, what are her chances of getting a B1, B2? Very good, because she is basically riding on your visa status, and she can in her cover letter say that my husband is looking for a job, and we are going to stay together. So that should do it. So her chances are as good as yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
One more scenario is I have a approved B1, B2 stamp. B1, B2 also I have actually.
That does not help you. Right? That does not help you. When you are inside the US, an existing visa stamp cannot be converted to stay. You have to go outside and come back, and I don't recommend doing that. Okay. Yeah.
So what is the issue? Like if I go to Canada and come back,
they can deny you entry. They can say B1, B2 is not the visa you want. Go wait outside, get an H1 and come back. So I don't know what they are going to do. I can't predict their mind, but there's a risk of that. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if I say visiting also.
Yeah, that's not really. You're not really visiting. That's a lie. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Yeah. I think I'm good, sir.
All right.
I'm the
Yeah. No problem. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Area code 919. You're probably North Carolina, right?
Yeah. I think I also posted something similar on the forum, but my focus was more on what happens if they get annoyed on an RFE and like.
So what?
I
So
know
what? So what?
your reputation.
So what? So RFEs are not anything to be scared of. We get RFEs in so many cases. Pretty much at least 50% of the cases we expect RFEs. So what? RFEs are what lawyers are there for. Government asks us questions. We answer as best as we can. Whatever we can't answer, we let the government know. If the question is out of line, we let the government know. So let them send an NOID or let them send an RFE. How does that bother me? We deal with it. All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Best of
Going
luck.
out of the country and coming back
Sorry.
is also viable.
Going out of the country and coming back on B1, B2?
No, on an H1.
Oh yeah, of course. That is the safest course of action. If you are okay with, let's say, going to India or Europe, wherever you are from, and applying for jobs from there, and once you get a job, you get an H1B approval with the new employer. If you have a pre-existing H1B visa, you can probably use that with the new approval to come back into the US on an H1B. If you don't have a visa, you take the new approval, go to the consulate, get your H1B visa and come. That's the most direct path. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Best of luck, sir. All right, folks, let's get started with our conference. Let me lay out the process that we'll follow. First, I'll answer the questions that have been posted online on forums.immigration.com. This particular area of the website is opened briefly for about a day because after that, 12 questions come in and we close it. Because I can answer about 12 questions posted in about half an hour, and the rest of the questions, whatever I can do in the remaining half hour for people who are already here. The call begins at 12:30 on Thursday, 12:30 Eastern Time. At 12:31, I usually lock the conference because I have enough people. Beyond that, I can't handle in one call. Okay? So I'll first answer the posted questions. Amongst the posted questions, I'll answer the frequently asked questions first, which is what I have marked. Okay, these questions are being asked a lot by the community. Let's take care of them first. Each time I answer a question, I'll request anybody who has a follow-up question on what I have talked about, please press *5 on your phone. What does that do? That way we collect all the questions related to one topic in one particular discussion that people can listen to. Okay. Before I get started, I have a quick question for you guys, and I'm going to open the conference call for, just your input, or maybe I'll just ask you to raise hands. So, do you guys think that doing one alternate week a Zoom call and one this conference call, the reason I do this conference call is this information is not visible. Nobody knows what number you're calling from. So it's not like your privacy is being violated. If I do a Zoom call and record it, then there is a little bit of a violation of privacy. But what I'm thinking is, I'll do a Zoom call, but I'll only record my side. So you see my beautiful face, but you don't see anybody else. That way, who is in the Zoom call is not visible when we do the recording. I think that could work for us. Please press *5 if you have any input for me. If not, I would assume that this is fine. Press *5 if you want to comment about that. I do want to be maximally effective and as cautious as possible. I have one input. Please go ahead. Area code 517. Go ahead.
I think you were just asking about, firstly, my name is Harsh. I'm calling from Jackson, Michigan.
G.
You were just saying that alternate peaks, a Zoom call as well as a conference call, if I understood that correctly.
G. That's exactly what I was thinking, that instead of doing one call every other week, I find that we're not able to get to a lot of people. I don't care even if 3 people are there, but I want to be able to answer the questions. So if we have more frequency, probably we'll be able to cover more people.
Correct. I agree with what you were saying, sir.
Okay. And Zoom call, not recording the whole screen, so not everybody can see who's logged in, but just record my side so that you can see me, but not the rest of the screen. That's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Makes sense?
I agree with that. For me personally, I wouldn't even mind if you recorded me, but just for privacy in the larger forum, just seeing your face, I think, would be the best way to go forward.
Thank you, sir. Arshi, I appreciate your input. There's 4 people more. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let's see. Area code 404. 404, what do you think?
Hi, this is Ujas Bhatt from New Jersey. Thank you so much for hosting this call.
Ji, Ujas.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to this kind of approach, which is keeping the Zoom calls every alternate week or every week, which is more promising way to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
And you have a reference of recordings on your side at the same time.
Right.
We have audience to be able to communicate and have a conversation effectively. So yes, I am in favor, and thank you so much for whatever you do for the community and the people around who are
no thanks. No thanks needed, sir. I do it because I really enjoy it. Don't
no.
Yeah.
No. It is really helpful effectively for every one of us who are facing challenges on a day-to-day basis, whichever capacity or whichever area we are into. So thank you so much for that.
2 things happened yesterday, one today and one yesterday, which made me think, you know what, we need to change a little bit. One was a senior manager from Ernst & Young connected with me on LinkedIn, and he said, 11 years ago, I talked with you in a community conference, and that really helped a lot. So I'm thinking, we've been doing this for almost 30 years. 11 years ago, we did something, and that did help someone. What a nice feeling. Second thing that happened today was a young man who had set up a consultation. At the end of the consultation, he said, Rajiv, I log into the calls or I listen to the calls, even though those issues are not relevant to me, but I feel that it increases my general awareness of the immigration consequences of what I do. So I thought, you know what, this is a good idea. So I was thinking of not recording the Zoom calls, but then I said, we should record them, even if 10 people listen to them. I don't care about numbers. That's irrelevant to me. Even if 10 people listen and, somebody can kind of get some direction, I think it's a great thing. It's a great reward for us. Why not? Right?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Let's see. 3 more quick comments. All right, folks. 978. Anything useful I should take from you? 978.
Yeah, good afternoon, Rajiv, sir.
Yes.
For a Zoom call, I think the question still choose not to turn on the video, and they can have a dummy ID. So in a way, I think the privacy still remains.
Yeah, right? But you know what? The recording software that I use, it allows me to record only myself and not the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That way, the users have all the freedom they want. They want to come on on the video. I can actually talk to a live human being. Great. If they don't want to come on video, that's their call. They are not being recorded. Their voice is being recorded, but their video is not.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. And for this call, you tap the number of participants, right? By locking in Zoom call, would you be doing the same?
Yeah, we'll have to, because otherwise we won't be able to. Or you know what we can do? We can stream the Zoom call. So if somebody wants to be only in the listen only mode, they can do that.
Right.
So we'll figure it out. I mean, this is something a little bit different than what we are doing. We should be able to. We are pretty tech savvy. We should be able to.
Or sometimes people lock a Zoom call and then put the YouTube live. So people can watch on YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me look into that. I'll have Monica look into it. Yeah, let's stream it to YouTube. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for your input, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's clear.
All right, bye. Okay, there's three more questions, 3 more comments. 929. Area code 929, please.
Rajiv, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I agree with the Zoom call, and I do think that with the video, it's a better experience for you and whoever is there. But my concern would be like, is it possible to have that video sort of like not visible to the open stream? That would be the
that's exactly what I was thinking of doing. But if in streaming we lose that privacy element, then I won't stream. I would just record it, and when the recording appears 2 or 3 days later, that's just like streaming, right? People can listen to it at their own leisure. But that's a good point, because if in streaming we lose privacy, then I won't do it.
Exactly. Because I think people have some concern that somebody can just open the stream and just track whoever is there. And I'm not sure if that can be misused, but probably not. But
recording is there anyway. I mean, there's no point in streaming if recording is there. So that's just as easy. Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's go to area code 945. What do you think, 945?
Hi, Rajiv, sir. Good afternoon. Yeah, I was also, aligned towards the Zoom idea, because I was thinking maybe there are some people who might not be able to join the conference call.
Yeah.
Then you can, use that recording to, directly upload on your YouTube channel as well.
Right.
Normally, with UD, that's what I used to do. If I'm not able to watch the live, I used to watch it later.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think UD is building a paid community. And I said, yeah, sure, why not do it? That makes sense to me. I mean, that's pretty much your livelihood. But I don't want to be constrained in our reach out to people. So I'll just keep doing it every Thursday. That makes sense to me.
Yep, that's right.
Thank you. Last one is area code 206. Let's see. 206, go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, sir. I think I'm aligned on whatever the suggestions that people have suggested, and then the one that you have decided. But sorry, I think I ended up raising my hand just because I had
No
a question,
problem.
But,
No problem. No problem. Let me get started with the conference then. Thank you. Okay. So, folks, the first frequently asked question was about, let's see. This was about US visa and social media. What you need to know about screening policies and their impact. So after this question was posted, a week later, the consulates have started updating their policies. So they updated their policy on June 24th. They said, what we want, and I have posted this on our forums. They said, when you come for your visa stamping for F visa, F for Frank, M for Mary, J for John, FM or J visa, adjust your privacy settings so all your social media accounts are set to public so that the consulate can review it. All right. Number 2, the visa applicants are required, and I'm reading directly from their notice. Visa applicants are required to list all social media usernames or handles of every platform they have used for the last 5 years. Okay. Now, one of the questions that was asked of me in a consultation, is it okay if I delete my account? So when I read this, I said, well, even if you delete your account, you still have to reveal your handle, because the notice says you are required to list all social media usernames or handles of every platform they and you have used for the last 5 years. So even if you delete it, you have to give them that handle. I don't think deleting is going to help you much. So this is the policy now, that you have to adjust the privacy settings and give the names you have used for the last 5 years. Folks, anybody has any follow-up question, press *5. I have posted this. Let me see, did I get all the questions asked? I think so. Okay, no follow-up questions on this one. I think it's old news by now. Let's go on. Oh, there is a follow-up. Area code 585. 585, where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I raised late.
No problem.
My question is, there are some social medias where you are anonymous. It's not your real name. Do those need to be shared as well?
They say all handles and usernames that you have used in the past 5 years on any social media. I don't think it makes a distinction in any particular kind of social media.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Best of luck, sir. Okay, now going back to, I didn't mark any other questions. Oh, there is another question. Hold on. New Jersey, I can hear you. Go ahead, please. 908.
Hi, sir. Sir, I wanted to renew my F1 visa in this August. So, in my DS-160 last time when I gave my first time US interview, so that handle only should I mention, or should I mention something else also? Like you and I had Facebook account and all, but I did not mention that. So should I just reveal the Instagram handle that I gave in my first interview?
No, you should give all the, because see, I don't know what the question on the DS-160 before was. Now the question that they expect you to answer is all handles or names used on any social media account in the last 5 years. So I don't think you have a choice. Okay.
Okay.
Even though this could become a problem, they could say, why didn't you talk about it the last time? But I don't think you have a choice. Did they ask you specifically last time that give us all the handles used on all the social media in the last 5 years?
Just they mentioned your Instagram, I mean like the social media handles that you are using. So inside that I just mentioned my Instagram social media handle to them.
But you were not using your Facebook? You were not using Facebook?
I was using my Facebook and all, I was using everything, but I just mentioned my Instagram handle to them, sir.
So I think that's a problem. You see, here is the difficulty. They are a lot more serious about social media vetting. If you give it, they can ask you, why did you give us only the Instagram last time? You got to have an answer, a truthful answer. And if you...
Sir, whether they will, sorry for interruption, whether they will know about our presence on social media rather than just the handle that we mentioned to them on our DS-160.
See, I think it's fairly easy to find out about people's social media. It doesn't take much. But nevertheless, your job is to tell the truth. Okay? Here's the problem. If you are caught in a lie, it's a permanent bar from entering the United States. Okay? So I don't think personally, the way I handle things is, in Hindi they say, jab tu jaage tabhi savera. Whenever you wake up, it's morning. So the idea is, now that I'm doing it again, I'm giving all my accounts. I don't know how that will play out. Maybe it will hurt you. But I think lying is always a problem, at least in my mind. All right?
Okay.
Best of luck, sir. Area code 978, where are you calling from?
Rajiv, I'm currently calling from Toronto.
Ji.
So just a question. Generally, visa officer spend like a few minutes and then he grants or he denies the
Right.
visa, right? So in social media screening, will they have a real, like immediately those screens through, do you know? Or they will hold?
No. I think there'll be a report created before you go for the interview. Because I'm not sure they have assigned visa officers to a particular interview. So I think it'll be a part of your file. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. Best of luck, sir. More question on this? I guess this is the hot topic. Area code 945. Where are you calling from?
Hi, Rajiv, sir. I just wanted to comment on that, like social media, like whether they'll make a decision right over there. I was just watching another, immigration attorney session yesterday, and he mentioned like all applications will go in 221G, and then they'll make a decision.
I'm not sure if I don't have that methodology yet. I haven't seen anything official on that. But if somebody has heard something, until I get an official confirmation, I can't really tell you that's the way they'll do it. But I feel that 221G, it's a good thought, but that will be such a useless process, because between the time you do DS 160 and interview, there's plenty of time. Okay, they should be reviewing these applications during that time.
I'm quoting the immigration attorney. He said like there is an official announcement. Like
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I just.
The only official announcement I have seen is the one that I have posted, which is on the USCIS. If I get confirmation of that, I'll certainly share with you. But thank you. I mean, it doesn't really matter one way or the other. It's got to be done. That's what we know. Okay.
But then 221G is so like unpredictable. They can keep it for 1 week, 1 month, 6 months.
That is true. But think about it this way. What if they were doing pre-screening before you went, and then they decided to put you in 221G? There's no difference. So that uncertainty of 221G, whether it is automatic or it's done on a case-by-case basis, it's the same problem. All right. Best of luck, sir. All right. Okay, let's go on to the next question. I don't think I had any other frequently asked question. Let me double check for a second. I think only this I had mentioned as frequently asked. And I believe there was one, and this was, have you seen any approvals for B2 change of status to H1B? Yes. If somebody is on B2 after being laid off on H1B and their new employer files H1 transfer, consular processing, how would the process look like? No problem. So the way this is done is your lawyers will request consular processing instead of change of status, and the application will be forwarded to the consulate. So you go get a visa stamp and come back. Or if you have a pre-existing visa, you can use that with the new approval. Let me take another question from the old callers, I think. Area code 518, where are you calling from? Area code 518.
Hi, I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question regarding the change of status from B1, B2. So I got laid off on June 6th. Is there an official way to find out when the 60-day grace period ends?
So if we were to go by the Biden administration methodology, I would say that if your pay period was being covered, the whole pay was being covered beyond your date you stopped working, they'll start counting your 60 days the day after your pay period coverage ended. So let's say in June you received salary for till July 15th, your grace period will begin on July 16th, even though you stopped working, let's say in May. Okay, but you kept receiving your salary covering the pay period all the way to July 15th, then July 16th. But Trump administration has, they have archived that policy. Does that mean they are going to come up with a new policy? So what I'm recommending to people is, under the regulations, your 60 days cannot begin until you stop working, right? So the conservative thing is, just imagine it's going to be the day after you stopped working. Make sense?
Yes. Okay, thank you, Rajiv. Thank you.
You're welcome. Best of luck. Area code 551, you had a follow-up question?
Yes, Rajivji. Namaste.
Namaste.
I recently got laid off and I changed my status from H1B to B2 visa. And I already finished with first 6 terms of my B2,
Okay.
and I have like an extension for the second B2. I'm serving the second extension right now.
Okay, hold on.
My first question.
Hold on. When you say second extension, that means first you had a B1, B2, then you got your first extension. Now you are going for second extension.
No.
First extension. So you are doing your first extension.
After getting laid off,
Yeah.
I first was on B1, B2 for 6 months, and now I have renewed it. I mean, extended it, and I'm serving the second slot of 6 months.
Okay, good. All right. What can I help you with?
So my first question is that is there a third extension that is available, or is it just this would be the last extension?
No, I don't think there's a limit to them if you have a good enough reason. Remember, I have said this before, I was able to extend a B1, B2 for medical reasons for 5 years. Okay. So that can happen, but you can't depend on it. Be prepared to pack your bags and leave if the second extension, it's not the third extension. You have the first B1, B2, then you have an extension. Now you want to get a second extension. So if the second extension is not approved, as long as it is pending, timely filed and pending, you are not accruing unlawful presence. So no harm done. Okay. That's it.
Okay. And sir, just one more question. So I when I got my H1B visa from 2022, and it was until 2025. But I got laid off in September 2024.
Okay.
So since then, I've been on B2 visa.
Okay.
And my H1B term that was granted for me was until 2025. So now, if I have to go back to H1B after September 2025, would they still take my H1B, or would, because my term has ended on H1B, would that be a problem?
Okay. So the period that counts towards the total 6 years of your H1B is the period your H1B was actually consumed. If you are outside USA, that doesn't count. Even if 3 days you were outside, you can get that back. The time that you were on H1B actually in the United States counts all the way into your grace period. Maximum 60 days are counted, but if you get a change of status within 60 days, then whatever day you got your change of status, before that, whatever time was there was on H1B. So let's say you have 60-day grace period. If you applied for a change of status, but it came after the 60 days, which is usual, your H1B will be counted for those 60-day grace period. If you got a change of status on the 35th day, then you have consumed whatever time you've consumed on H1B plus 35 days from the grace period. Make sense?
Okay. Yes. Makes sense.
Best of luck.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh boy, this is a hot topic. A lot of questions on this. Okay, let's go to area code 269. Where are you calling from? 269.
Hi, I'm calling from Dallas.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So my question is, right now my H1B is expiring. The first time is expiring in September, and I have to file for an extension. But my employer currently he is not filing for my extension, and he asked me to file for an extension to another employer. So my question is, if I go to a B1 status, right now, so will I be? And if I get an employer after 3 months, so will I be able to again come back to the H1B visa status if still my current status is ending in September?
Okay, so first of all, September is still a ways off. If you quit working today, you will still have 60 days grace period. Now, if you file your H1B within another H1B within that 60-day grace period, there is no problem. But if you go to 61st day, government will probably not give you an H1B within the US. You'll have to go outside USA and come back. Okay?
Okay, but if I'm getting laid off, suppose after 2 months, in the month of August,
Okay.
I don't.
So hang on. The way the grace period is calculated, you get 60 days or the time remaining on your I-94, whichever is shorter. If you apply in August and you've got 32 days remaining on your I-94, you won't get 60 days, you'll get 32 days.
So I need to file with another employer for the extension. And if I won't be able to do that, like I need to go back to the country and come back.
Either B1, B2 or go back home and come back when you get your H1B.
So even B1, B2, if my B1 visa started, like can I come back to the H1B even if like my it's in October or November?
You can. You want more details, just Google my name, Rajiv S. Khanna, Economic Times. Read that article that tells you everything you need to know, how to come back onto H1B. All right?
Okay.
Best of luck. Yep. Area code 774, where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi. You can hear me?
I can.
Massachusetts.
Yes. Go ahead, Massachusetts.
Yeah, my question is just that next Thursday we'll have the seminar on Zoom or it will be same day?
I am not sure I'll be able to set it up by next Thursday, but I think I'll be able to. We have a Zoom account. I just have to configure it so that we have one particular link for our community conference calls, and it doesn't conflict with the law firm's link. Although our main software is Google Meet, but we also use Zoom sometimes, so we have an account for Zoom as well. So I'm trying to set it up for next Thursday. If I'm not able to, definitely in the month of July, by second week we should be setting it up. Maybe if not next Thursday, the Thursday after that. All right.
No problem. And then how to join that Zoom?
Yeah,
meeting?
I'll
Will
post
we
that
have-
link. I'll post that link on LinkedIn. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Our pleasure, ma'am. Bye-bye. Oh boy, this is a very hot topic. 3 more questions on this. Let's see. Area code 405. Where are you calling from?
Hi, Rajiv sir. Good afternoon. I'm calling from California.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So, sir, actually, my question is similar to the one the person was asking earlier. So, I was told that I will be laid off by August, and I have a H1B extension that is coming up by September 30th. So, ideally, I need to find a job before that and apply for the H1B extension. But what if, since I'll only have like 1.5 month, what if I don't find a client or a job? And then when will I be able to apply for, like, ideally, when should I apply for B1, B2 to be on the H1B?
Okay. So when do you expect to be laid off?
I think by first week of August.
First week of August.
The company did not give me a date yet, but they have.
Okay, let's assume. Because the formula is the same. The dates are irrelevant. But let's say first week of August. When does your H1 expire? Your I-94?
Last date is 30th. H1 expires on 30th September. I-94 is on October 10th.
Okay.
So I think according to what you said, it will be last date will be 30th September, right?
Right. So it says the time remaining on your I-94. I would calculate that to be conservatively September 30th. Why? Because the 10 days grace period is added to leave the United States. Okay. So let's go with September 30th. Be very conservative. Now, that means you need to get your B1, B2 filed before September 30th. So that means if you do it online, you can do it maybe a day or two ahead of September 30th.
Okay. I just found your article you were mentioning. Let me go through it and then if not.
Yeah, please share it with other people because I think I've covered every situation there. All right?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I found it. Let me know how I can share it in this call or...
Not on this call. I mean, just share whatever social media. Most of the people, we are all groupies. We kind of hang out wherever we are. So LinkedIn pe dal do or, wherever you think it's okay. All right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Okay, area code 517. My God, these questions are, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the rest of the conference call. Okay, area code 517, Virginia. Go ahead, please. Virginia.
Sorry, Rajiv sir, this is Harsh again.
Ji, Harsh.
From Jackson, Michigan. I didn't realize the follow-up questions were only to the pertaining topic. I had a different question.
No, आप wait करिए. I hope I'll be able to get to those questions.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Area code 908. Go ahead, please. 908.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my question is regarding the previous question of social media vetting of F1 status.
Ji.
Sir, my F1 visa is expired, sir, actually in May 2025.
Okay.
But my course duration is till December 2025. I can extend it by taking one more semester till April 2026.
Okay.
So yesterday I went to the college and my professors guided me. I mean, like the DSO said, like if you want to renew your visa, you can renew only while you are studying, while you are still enrolled in the college. So this August is the only best time for you to go back to India and renew your visa. We don't recommend going back on OPT to renew your visa, F1 visa. Sir, please can you guide me what?
Yeah, I think it's a very bad idea when you only have a little bit of time left. Although this question is not related to social media, you kind of snuck that in. But I'll let that slide for now. The answer is I agree with the school. I actually don't even think you should apply for a visa. Okay.
So should I should not go during the
No,
August, sir?
you should not.
Then when I can go back to India, sir, I want to marry my girlfriend. Actually, she's in India.
Well, you have to choose.
What option do I have?
You have to choose between the uncertainty of not being able to make it back on a student visa and the need to get married. So whatever works, because if you go, you may not be able to come back on a student visa. Of course, you can come back on H1B, etc. when you get selected and you have an employer. All right. Oh, I don't know what happened. I think I lost him. Okay. Next question. Last. Oh no, there's still more. Okay. Let's get to area code 870. Go ahead, please. 870.
Yes. So my question is, like, currently I am on my H1B first term and my H1 is expiring in the month of September. But my employer is not extending my H1. So what will you suggest, like whether I should go on B1, B2, or my spouse is working on STEM? So dependent visa will work or visitor visa will work?
I think B1, B2 might be a little, F2 might be a little better. Okay, but that's just my guess. Simply because of the uncertainty associated with B1, B2. Okay.
And again, then I can come back to H1?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. All the best. Okay, there are still 3 more questions. My God, guys, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything more. We just have 15 minutes left to the conference call. Wow. Okay, area code 479. 479, how can I help you?
Hey, hi, Rajiv. This is Ravi from Arkansas. So,
Okay.
I quickly answer the question. I came into the US on H1B on March, and holding the letter that start date of my employment is from 10th of March. And they marketed my profile as there is no job started, and they marketed up to May 7th. And they stopped the marketing and they told me that this 60 days of grace period has been completed and we have terminated your H1B, but there is no official email from them. And also that they told like you are never been onboarded in our organization, so they will be you are not my employer anymore. So they cannot provide.
Let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you one simple question. Did they offer you one-way ticket back to your home country?
No.
Okay. So this is what you do. All right. You Google wage and hour division. Write it down. Wage and hour division. LCA complaint. LCA complaint. You'll come to a page where you can either call them. This is the Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division. You can call them and you can say, my employer has not been paying my salary. Okay. And you can say that I talked to a lawyer and he told me if they have said, oh, you are fired, but they never offered you one-way ticket back to your home country, Department of Labor can recover your wages for you. Okay. The law is if they don't offer you a one-way ticket back to your home country, they have to continue paying you until they do. So if they don't pay you for the next 6 months, Department of Labor will go after them and they'll get you 9 months salary from them.
Okay.
All right?
And one last, yeah, I got it. I will file for the DOL. And I got a job with my new employer. And,
Okay, hold on. Let me also add one more thing. When you file the complaint, that a copy of that complaint becomes enough reason not to have pay stubs. You were here, you wanted to work, they didn't put you to work, and they didn't pay you. That's not your fault. Okay?
But they are telling continuously that you are never onboarded in
You don't worry about all that. You just do what I'm telling you. All right? Yeah, I've done over 300 audits, and I know inside out how Department of Labor thinks about these things. All right?
So the proof of the documents, can I submit the email conversation?
Department of Labor will tell you exactly what you need to do. Just leave it to them. They are very helpful. Okay, so you call them or you put it online. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Best of luck. Okay, guys, I have 3 more questions still. So let me be straight with you guys. There is no way I can take new questions today. But what I'll do is I'll do it next Thursday again. Okay. I was hoping that I'll be able to get it done by the middle of July, but we'll just do it next Thursday. I'll definitely set it up. So whether we do a Zoom call or we do a community call on our on this forum, we will make sure we get together with you again next Thursday. But I will answer the questions that have been posted, but no follow-ups. I don't have time. Okay, I'll answer these 3 questions. Area code 813. 813, go ahead, please.
Sir, I had a question regarding the grace period. Currently, I'm on already like the 50th day of my grace period.
Okay.
And I found another employer, and they're going to file my H1 transfer like in 2 or 3 days. So it will be around the 53rd day.
Okay.
So my question is, will my grace period or the clock stop as soon as the transfer is filed, or should I be on the payroll? The reason I'm asking is that way I'll determine if I need to file a B2 or not.
Okay, so first of all, if your H1B is filed within the 60 days, when I mean filed, I mean in the hands of the USCIS. Okay. If your H1B is received by the USCIS within 60 days, you don't have to be on payroll, you don't have to be on B1, B2, you are fine.
Okay, got it.
All the best. Okay, what did I do? Let's go to, I don't know. Sorry, I just screwed up, guys. I put somebody out of the queue. I have only one more call. Area code, no, I have more on the queue. Okay, if I knocked you off, please come back in, okay? I have 2 people in the queue right now. Area code 312 and area code 929. If you are somebody else, just go ahead and put your hand up again. Area code 312, go ahead, please. Area code 312.
Yeah, this is 312. Yeah, I have just one question. Currently, I'm on H1. Currently, I'm on H1B. My employer has told me that my last working day will be June 30th.
Okay.
That is coming Monday.
All right.
But my H1B is ending in September 30th.
Okay.
So my employer has given me 2 options. Whether you can send like an email to us stating that I will resign. The other option is we will send an email saying that we are terminating you because of the market condition.
Okay.
So which option should I choose? Considering that, later I will be going to B1, B2 after my grace period ends.
No, let them fire you. Let them fire you. There are 2 advantages to that. Number 1, they have to offer you a one-way ticket to your home country. Okay. They have to pay for your way back if you want to go back. If you don't want to go back, you can decline it. And second, depending upon the state law, I don't know what the state law is. If they fire you, you should be entitled to unemployment. So you could get, 6, 8 weeks, whatever of salary. So check the local state law on unemployment. can you get unemployment when you are not currently on H1B? And immigration law wise, I don't think there should be a problem. But is there a problem under state law? I do not know. So yes, it is better to be fired. Okay.
Okay, because I was asking from the B1 perspective because I think
I don't think it makes any difference. It makes no difference whether they fire you, whether you resign. B1, B2 is the same for both situations.
Okay, so better to get the termination from them only.
Yeah, actually, it's a better case for a B1, B2 that I've been laid off.
Yeah, right. That's what I was asking. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
Absolutely. That's what I would do. Okay. Wow, you guys, another 3 questions. Okay, area code 929. Go ahead, please. New York.
Hi, Rajiv. This is the question that I posted with the alias name Arjun, and it was regarding the layoff. Thanks for your input from the earlier question.
Ji.
So I just have a follow-up regarding the pending firm.
Okay.
So just wanted to discuss what are the options and how does it play out when you have the firm pending.
Arjun, I don't see.
Email. I'm not sure if it was. If you will be able to access that email, but
well,
I had a consultation previously.
Okay, hold on. I don't see you on the. I don't see Arjun on the forums. Do you know which question number it is?
It is the post layoff question for today's call. It is, I think, the number 5 from the top.
Okay, number 5. Actually, the question numbers are written on the right-hand side corner.
Number 6, yeah.
Number 6, okay. So, post-layoff H1B options, maintaining status while awaiting startup sponsorship. Yeah, I think I responded to this, didn't I? Didn't you ask me on LinkedIn also?
Maybe no,
Okay, maybe that's somebody else. A lot of similar situations. The startup doesn't make enough yet to sponsor wage. Got laid off from the current project, have 3 weeks left, may not land a project. What are the options to legally stay on H1B, avoiding perm forfeiture until April 26, which is when the startup would likely have enough to sponsor the H1B. H4 is not an option, spouse is not working. So what do you mean avoiding perm forfeiture? What does that mean?
So basically, if I have to leave the country, I'm not sure how it works with the firm.
That's a very complicated issue. That's a very complicated issue. If you go to our frequently asked questions, you'll see that I have addressed that question several times over the last few years, and the answer has remained the same. The employer can continue with the perm even if you are not in the country, or if you are in the country with another employer, as long as they have the intention to hire you in the future, sometimes even after you get the green card or sometimes before you get the green card. If they have the intention to hire and you have the intention to join, the perm can continue. But it becomes very difficult to explain, if you have a permanent job, why are you letting him go? Okay. So it can be done at least theoretically, but I don't know. I think a discussion should be had with the company lawyers to make sure that there is enough of a good faith explanation to explain this reason. Why were you let off if there was a permanent job? Okay.
Right.
Yep. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
Okay.
So I guess if the layoff, the contract extension doesn't work, then I will probably be going to explore like the B1, B2.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to talk to the employer regarding whether they can file the I-140 while I'm maintaining presence.
Right. Just talk to, get your HR and lawyers involved in that so that you do the right thing legally. Okay.
Right.
All right. Best of luck. Let's see. Area code 40. Why 3 is the magic number again? There's 3 people. Area code 405. 405, where are you calling from?
Rajiv from California.
Ji, ma'am.
So I do have a follow-up question on the B1, B2 visa.
Ji.
So ideally, I mean, given the current administration, we can expect any changes might happen at any moment, right? So is it safe to forfeit the remainder of the 30 days? Let's say I'm losing job in August and then I have like 30 days. But is it better to forfeit that 30 days and immediately switch to B2 or B1? Or else like, like ride out the rest of the days and then apply it like in the last 1 week?
Yeah, that's what I would do because it gives you more time to look for a job, no?
Okay.
So that's what I would do.
But I can still look for a job on B1, B2.
Yeah, I am doing it. I am doing it. Okay. I'm telling people to do it. And I told you in the beginning, I don't know if you heard that part, but if you listen to the whole recording, I have discussed this thing in detail, that they are trying to make objections, but so far I think we are okay. All right?
Okay. So it's better to wait until the last moment and then do B1.
That's what I'm doing. All right?
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Best of luck. Okay. Area code 559. 559, where are you calling from?
Hi, Rajiv. I'm calling from California.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have a question. I have to visit to India for family emergency, but while returning, I need to go to visa. But my question is like, while I was in India, can H4 stay here in US?
The answer is no. A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks may be okay, but if you are going for a long time, this has nothing to do with our discussion, so I don't know why you're bringing this up. No, she can't. Not if you are going for a long time.
Okay.
And nobody knows what that long time is.
I mean, I need to go for visa, right? So that's the reason I was just checking on that one. So
yeah, see, you can't leave her behind, no? For a week, 2 weeks is probably okay. 3 probably okay, but I don't think it's a viable long-term solution. Okay.
Okay.
Best of luck, sir. Yeah, guys, please don't bring in irrelevant topics. Okay. Area code 206. Where are you calling from?
Hello, sir. Good morning. I'm from Seattle.
Okay.
So the question I have is about related with spouse visa. I don't know, like if I can ask it or should
No. I think we might do it next Thursday because this Thursday. Today I just want to answer the question that I already posted now. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So let's go to the questions that have been posted. But I will invite follow-ups on what has been posted. Please don't bring in new questions and new material, just follow-ups. So we did FMJ. Question number 3. H1B visa, should you stamp in your home country or a third country after change of status? Does the location of the H1B appointment matter if I plan to travel after October 1st, after change of status gets approved? Okay, that makes no sense. Because if you got change of status, why would you be traveling? If who posted this question? Are you here? Press star 5 if you are here. This question about also apologies. I had another question. Does the location of the H1B appointment matter? Because I don't understand what the question is. If I plan to travel after October 1st, after COS gets approved, I think you mean visa. So the question really asks us, can I get an H1B visa stamp from a third country? The answer is yes. Okay. It doesn't have to be your home country. As long as that third country is entertaining applications from people who are not citizens or permanent residents, that is called, or long-term residents, that is called third country national processing. If they are doing TCN processing, you can go to any country. Star 5, if you have a follow-up question, press star 5. Okay, next question. Indian EB1A approval. Oh, there is a follow-up. Guys, you have to be a little quick, okay? Area code 585. Go ahead, please. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Chicago. My question is, if it's your first H-1B stamping, can you still do it from a third country?
Yes, you can. Anything else?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that is.
Best of luck. Okay. Oh, another person just raised their hand. Guys, what is going on? Area code 616. Where are you calling from?
Hi, sir. I just had a quick question of the follow-up of the last question. If I go to let's say Canada for my first H-1B stamping, can they make an issue on my return on the immigration?
No. If you successfully get a visa stamp is a visa stamp no matter which country it's obtained from. It's equally valid whether it is from Canada, China, or India. Doesn't matter.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Then next question is, Indian EB1A AOS pending. Can I leverage my wife's F2A green card for fast approval? No, you cannot. You can't use somebody's family-based priority date into your EB1. Let me just make sure that is the question. My wife has a green card. My wife has a green card. I noticed that F2A final action date moved to September. Is it possible to do a transfer from EB1A to F2A with my April 2022 priority date applicable to this application? I've never applied for a green card based on my wife's green card in the past. No, sir. But you have both your EAD and advanced parole. Okay, so if the question is, can I now file an I-130 and take advantage of the priority date being current under family-based categories and transfer the 485 from the employment-based EB1A to my family-based I-130? I think you can. At least under Biden administration, you could. You can always contact the USCIS customer service. You can't transfer priority dates, but you can transfer the 485 if the priority date on the family-based green card is current. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. Okay. There's no risk here. Just contact the USCIS customer service. Make sure they are still allowing that. You should be fine. Question number 6, I think, or 5. USCIS scrutiny approved NIW layoff and maintaining green card eligibility. My NIW I-140 was approved based upon previous job. I've been laid off. My priority date is not current. What are the chances I'll still get my change of status? So in other words, is this national interest waiver still good? That depends. Sometimes the national interest waiver is so intimately tied to the job of the previous company, it does not translate to the next company. For example, I'm an AWS expert and then I get a job with, Azure. Can that really transfer? Maybe, maybe not. Depends upon what the skill set is. Okay. Should I refile new NIW with a different job, independent endeavor? Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't wait and see. The problem is if you wait and see and they deny at the last moment, you would have nothing to fall back on. Now is the time to try it. Okay. What you can do is consult your lawyers and see how that I-140 was, how that NIW was drafted. Was it drafted in a way that was broad enough to cover future jobs with other employers, or is it completely tied to that job? So get a legal opinion. That will probably be a better informed decision. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5, please. Okay. Post-layoff options, we just covered that. Then comes H-1B grace period after job separation. When does the clock start? We covered that several times today, so I think we are fine. I would say, just to be safe, because they have archived the policy of paychecks being the hallmark, I would say the day after you stop working, consider that to be the beginning of the 60 days, because we don't know what Trump administration is going to do. Okay. If my employer notifies about the last day of service, will that mean the grace period will start from? No. Just go with the day you stop working. The day after becomes the 60-day grace period beginning. Okay. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. Next question is about domestic violence arrest dismissed. I was arrested. I pleaded not guilty. Case was dismissed. Can it impact and give me a 221G? Maybe. I do not know the answer to that question. That entirely depends upon the visa officer. Is there going to be a problem at the port of entry? I don't think so, because the case was dismissed. But what you can do is, you can get an opinion letter from a lawyer who does deportation cases, or what is called removal defense, in the state in which the alleged crime occurred. Okay, just get them to write a letter that there is no conviction. All right. So if you carry that letter, that should definitely help. And that letter should be explanatory. It should explain why you're not covered by that law. Okay. *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. Next question is returning to US after long absence, reusing approved I-140 priority date. I was here from 2006 and 2013, returned back. I had an approved I-140. So remember one thing, the law changed on January 17th, 2017. January 17th, 2017. If your I-140 stayed approved even for 1 day, that includes January 17th, 2017, you can carry your priority date forward. If not, you cannot. Okay? And you can also use this I-140 if it stayed approved at least 1 day on January 17th or after. You can use that to extend your H-1B. And it should not cover under the lottery. So the whole thing depends upon whether or not your I-140 survived. It was not revoked till January 17, 2017. Okay? You will not be able to use the I-140, but you can use the priority date, and you can use it to extend H-1B beyond 6 years without having to go through the lottery with any employer, as long as it survived to January 17, 2017. Okay? If not, you can't use your priority date probably because the law was a little different. You can certainly try. You definitely can't get H-1B extensions beyond 6 years. You'll have to go through lottery. Okay? *5. If you have a follow-up question, press *5. Next question is about a name mistake. Can it be corrected at the I-140 stage after prom? No. There is no provision for that. So what did they do? The middle name should be blank. Place the first name instead. Well, I am not sure it can be corrected, but you can try. You certainly can't correct the POM. Once it's been approved or even when it's been filed, you can't correct it. You can try. I've never had to do that, but we do that at the I-485 stage when it comes to all other names used. If the I-140 allows that, I don't know. I haven't filled a form for a very long time. So the answer is you can try. If not, you can always do it at the 485 stage. Also remember, you can always do it through the court system. Change your name legally. Okay. The lawyer may write a letter explaining to the USCIS regarding the discrepancy, but is it risky? I don't think it's risky. I don't think it's risky. I don't see what the risk is. One thing is, I guess it's the lawyers who made the error, right? *5, if you are here, let's talk. See, I can't tell who made the mistake. Oh, lawyer has made a mistake. Yes, that is the first line actually. Yeah, government is not very tolerant if we make a mistake. If they make a mistake, they might be more tolerant. So is there a risk that your entire I-140 could be denied? I don't know the answer to that question. You know what I would do? I always look for safest practical solutions. I would take the I-140 just the way it is. Okay? File it just the way the perm is. And then apply for a name change to what I want my name to be the rest of my life through the local court system. Easy to do. Based on that, I would change my passport, change my social security number, change my driver's license, and eventually change all my immigration documents as and when they come up for renewal. I hope that makes sense. *5, if you have a follow-up question, press *5. Yeah, I don't want to take a chance with this government. What if they say, well, the POM is wrong, So we are denying the I-140. Might as well just take it the way it is. Next question is H-1B approval from B2 change of status. Have you seen any approvals of B2 change of status to H-1B after the policy got archived? Yes, I have. If someone is on B2 after being laid off and their new employer files the H-1 in consular processing, what the process would look like, I think already covered that. Okay. Then those two questions from Pratik Suryavanshi I've already covered. Kira is a Psi D student. F1 visa rejection. How to overcome 214B refusal? Nobody can tell you what to do in that. So you are going to do Psi D in clinical psychology in August. 214B, it was rejected. Can you help me understand the reason? So basically the reason is we, the consulate, suspect you want to become a permanent resident of the United States. Okay. I've attached my interview transcript. Why did you choose this university? Doctorate of Clinical Psychology is not funded. My parents are paying for it. She said all doctoral programs are fully funded. That's not true. Why isn't yours? So it's very difficult to say what was the reason. The 214B itself simply means that they think you're going to become a permanent resident here. Can you try again? Yes. What are your chances? Very slim, but I know people who got it the second time around. So you can try. *5 if you have a follow-up question. Okay, guys, I'm 15 minutes over my time, but this is what I suggest we do. In good faith, if you have something urgent that can't wait till next Thursday, I promise I'll be back next Thursday. If you have something that can't wait till next Thursday, raise your hand, *5. Otherwise, let's get together next Thursday. *5 if you have a very urgent question that can't wait till next week. Thank you. There is nobody. So I'll see you again next Thursday. Great to be with you, all of you. I'll definitely set up a call. Oh, there is one question that needs answering. Okay. This is my neighborhood. Go ahead, sir. 517.
Sir, sorry, I'm taking your time.
Koi baat nahi. Go ahead.
Basically, sorry, sir. My question is related to extension. Take a step back. I am calling to understand the 540-day extension rule, and my visa is expiring pretty soon. I'm on an H4EAD. My visa stamping expired in April. However, my I-94 is valid till the 30th of August. My spouse was on H1B. She's already in India with my daughter, and she has her approval till August 2028. So I'm trying to understand what would be the best course of action for me. Should I exit the country, get the visa stamped in India and come back, or can I go to a land border and request the I-94 be extended over there?
No, they probably won't do that. They probably won't do that. So even if you were to get some benefit from the 540-day extension, that will only last you till August. You can't go beyond that. Okay, because that's when your I-94 is expired. Yeah.
It would make sense for me to exit the country, get a stamping done, and because my H4 and EAD extension are already in process over here, I understand that probably upon getting the stamping at India, my H4 application in the US will get abandoned, but the EAD application would still continue.
Harsh, here is the interesting thing. Many years ago, when the H4EAD regulations came out, I remember making a note that government said, if you travel while the extension is pending, we don't consider it to be abandoned. See, if it's a change of status, it is abandoned. But if you travel while H4 extension is pending, we don't consider it to be abandonment. So when you come back using your H4 visa, you should be able to use the EAD that comes with it. Okay. The tricky question is there a legal source for this? I have never been able to find out. I've looked everywhere. Okay. Number one. Number two, here is the second interesting question. So The law says I get 540 days or the time remaining on my EAD, whichever is shorter. Okay? Time remaining on my I-94. When I come back, my I-94 is good for 3 years. Do I get my entire 540 days? Can I start working now? I think so. Okay. So there are a lot of unanswered questions here. If you want to get definitive answers, pose them to your congressman. Contact your congressman's office. Tell them I have this weird situation where nobody knows the law. Could you please find out from USCIS? They can help you. Ask them both questions. If I travel while my H4 EAD is pending, do they get abandoned? I'm going to come back with my H4 visa. And 2, when I come back with the H4 visa, I have a 3-year extension. Can I take advantage of the automatic 540-day extension and start working as soon as I come? Okay. Do that.
Got it, sir.
All right.
I will definitely do that. The only thing I would say is that my current visas haven't expired, only the stamping has expired. So the plan is to hopefully go to India, get it stamped, and come back before the current visa expires on the 30th of August.
No. What you're saying is, you're saying it incorrectly. I think what you're saying is, my I-94 has not expired, my visa has expired.
The stamping has expired. The petition expiry date as well as the I-94
So,
have both.
that's your I-94. So your visa has already expired. I got that. While you're in the US, whatever I told you, that still holds water. Contact a congressman's office.
Okay.
Explain the problem to their legislative aid. And let me know what they say, okay?
Okay. I will do that. All right, sir.
Best of luck, Harshi. All right, guys. I'll see you again next Thursday for sure. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.